You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
I'm a little higher.
Welcome to the Hemp Connoisseur Radio. I've been looking forward to this show for quite some time, and unfortunately, Miss Samantha is going to be running a little late. And when Sam's away, we're going to start playing a little bit more, I guess is the way to put it. We have Bongathon here again. So excited about that. And in honor of our friends from Bongathon, we're going to do a little. What's the best way to put it? A little example, a demonstration. Thank you. That would be the
live demo.
We're doing
contest all the time.
Yes. So, because for those of you who don't know, Bongathon is a bong smoking competition, and one of the competitions within Bongathon is the fastest gram. How fast you can smoke a gram. God, I hope my dad's not watching this. He's going to give me so many comments about this later. But we're going to do a little demonstration, and we're going to talk while you're doing this. What's the expectation on time for Norm?
He could do it in about a minute 22.
I'm going with a minute 10. He's going to kick
out
it.
there in Radio Land to grab your
22.
bong and your gram and do it with Norm.
That's right. Get it all out, man.
Hopefully you have it ready because we're not going to give you that much time to do it. All right, so we're going to start it on a count of 3. We got the timer ready. And, part of the timing is you can't have your bong loaded. Right. So that's part of you can't touch nothing.
And Bic lighter.
So why don't we put the camera on his hand so we can see all
on
this?
The table. Nothing's
We got it ready? All right.
He's ready to go.
We're going to count down from 3. 3, 2, 1,
and go. Smoke.
So while Norm's getting going on, we have the timer on it. I mean, welcome back, guys, first of all.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Mark and Mary Rice. We have Mr. Chris Jetter, organizer.
We've got 3 champion Bongathon.
3 champion Bongathon guys here.
3 champions.
Which is awesome. And, we kind of went through the history of Bongathon last time. And going to the second bowl.
Nor's got a good time running.
He's got a good time going.
He's tearing it, I'm telling you.
Moving.
He's going to hit a butt.
So how much do you know about Bongathon? 1974 is when it started.
1974 is when it started. And we're a 10-year hiatus.
Exactly. We're on our 30th event, and we are going to rage this year with legalization in place.
Yeah, this is the year that everyone's really letting loose. And
let's go, bro.
This year really is the primer though for next year. So this is the year that we in-house get to celebrate. Next year, more of the world's going to be coming here to celebrate. So
exactly. And that's the thing right now. You can come in from any corner of the world right now. As long as you are 21 and up, you can come and compete at the Bongathon. It is an invitational event. There are only 650 invitations.
650 invitations is it, and we feel all very lucky to be able to go there. Wow. You got to get every last bit out of that too.
Come on, Norm.
Look at that.
Winner.
Yeah.
What was the time?
Well, right on schedule.
112.
No, 120:42.
120.
Yep.
Nice.
So he was right on schedule, about a minute,
I'll do another
20.
one later after we get this thing ready.
You can understand, Norm is actually training for Bongathon right now, so this is actually part of the training regiment.
Yeah, and in fact, not only Norm, but Mark's going to be training as well. They're both competing in the event, I believe, this year.
Are you both in the fastest gram?
Well, no, fastest gram.
We're
We're talking about individual Bongathon, and that's the most prestigious event. That's the event where you have to smoke a quarter ounce.
A quarter ounce.
And so
7 full grams.
In fact, these two are top two, second and third finishers from last year. We don't have the first place finisher with us this year, who is Sean Honecker. He rocked it out at 6 minutes and 28 seconds.
Big Sean.
All 3 of these guys crushed their quarter ounces in under 10 minutes. I know Norm shaved a minute and a half off his previous time from the year before, which he was champion.
Mark shaved a lot of
Over
time.
2 minutes.
and a half.
Yeah, Mark shaved 2 minutes off of his time from
Still
the year
came up
before,
short.
and still came up
is-
short.
You're like, what do I have love to do, man.
That's exactly what it is.
Me and Mark are closer to 50 than 45. Put it that way.
Wow.
He's backpacking
You know,
an extra
and it's
long
you know what's
this
funny
year.
about this is
Yep.
it really is a competition. I mean, you worked. I mean, I could see you were kind of like winded a little bit after
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I mean, because
Well, I'm sweating.
You're
I mean,
sweating. You're not taking in as much oxygen because
I'm
you have
not-
to take in the.
I'm
you know,
not
the-
choking
It's a
and snot
workout.
bubbling like
Yeah.
90% of the people that
This
try
is
that.
a real athletic event. Don't let anybody fool you.
It's all about the lung power, though. It's lung and mental, and it's
It's
like it's
mental
being
and
able to
lung.
focus.
Yeah, that's it
Yes.
right there. Because as old as we are, we got the tolerance. We could smoke ounce a day and it ain't gonna kill us.
And that's the tolerance. The
that is
wall,
the tolerance.
the wall is clearly an issue. Look, we do fastest gram competitions around at clubs, just to get qualifiers to come up to the event. We have anybody doing a gram
kind
from
of a false sense of
from about a
security
minute,
for 'em.
a minute 20,
Yeah,
which
1
is
gram.
Norm's time, which is pretty common, all the way up to like a 10-minute, 12-minute gram. Okay,
That's
and
true.
so a lot of the people will come up to Bongathon and they will enter into the competition thinking that they have a leg to stand on. Some of these people haven't even gotten through a gram of weed when this competition is over.
Hey, we went to the Speakeasy in Colorado Springs a couple weeks ago and did a fastest gram. And no shit. This kid came in there. He was probably 30 years old, and he's that dude that goes to the gym every day. You could see how his shirt hung off of him. He's that dude. He's in the gym every morning at 6. Am I lying?
No, you're
Couldn't
totally
do
on
it.
point.
Crushed
Yeah,
a gram
totally
in
on
what?
point.
156, 157?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the leader at this point.
Right.
For the
Chris
day.
had, yeah, besides me and Chris, because I did it in a minute and 5 seconds that night. This girl walked
gotta
up.
be around a minute.
The last person who did it goes,
After
I
after
could- I
her
could-
husband failed miserably.
yeah,
I might
failed
add.
miserably, snot nose. She goes, I could do this. I was like, okay, tell Chris. I was like, we got time for one more? He goes, yeah. 139. She
Wow.
crushed it and got the tickets for her and her husband.
Wow.
Yeah, well played. She was the last competitor, and she was the fastest.
But it is funny. You're gonna think so these are like heats, and you have somebody who does it for 10 minutes, and they happen to be the best person, and they
Yeah.
get to go, and they think that they're gonna do really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're not. I mean, you're doing it in like a tenth of the time.
And that's
almost.
the thing. Like we tell people, you know, because we hear all the time, "Oh man, I could do that. Like I could smoke a quarter ounce in that time, no sweat." Well, break out your bong, break out your gram, and crush a gram, and tell me how long it takes. If you're anywhere near a minute,
Right.
you're competitive.
Right.
If you're not anywhere near a minute, you're not
And
competitive.
then sit
Right.
down, do 3.5, and if you can get through 3.5 grams without really having anything happen to your lungs, and you're not hurting, and you're not dying and gagging,
And your tolerance is
you might
okay.
almost have a
But
chance.
we're
now you're
forget-
halfway there.
Yeah, we're
So-
forgetting to say something about this, too. When you think you're competitive at smoking that gram at around a minute time, once you could do that, climb up to 10,000 foot elevation on
Do
the
it
side
there.
of a
You're
mountain.
right. Because that's
And
the other
then do it.
factor. You're
Then do
right.
it.
You're doing it at 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
10,000
and
foot
a lot of
almost
people
exactly.
would be like, "No, that doesn't
2
matter."
miles
No, it's
high.
totally
Not
not.
just 1 mile high, man. 2
Yeah.
miles
That's
high.
right.
Too.
You're
Yeah.
already high when you get to the party. Okay.
Well, I would think you almost want a little primer. Maybe just a little bit.
It's good to come up Friday night and get acclimated.
It is.
If,
Right.
if you
Just
want to
to get
compete,
that.
you know, I mean, it's good to come up and just spend a little bit of time getting acclimated and just crushing bong hits Friday night, you know, just to get you all
Right.
primed up.
And the
Well-
music's raging and all that, so you don't want to miss all that on
Well,
Friday.
you know, this is like the fun time of year for us too, because we're like media sponsoring a lot of things, either through the Hemp Connoisseur magazine, iCannabis Radio, or through our new venture, which is CannabisTube.net. And a lot of our listeners out there don't know about that, but we filmed our first shoot for CannabisTube.net. And we're going to have our own channel called THC-TV on there, where you can check out all the film we did. And we did it at the 710 Cup. And I speak about that because you guys don't have a concentrate smoking competition right now, do you?
yes.
You do. You
Us.
do.
The dab out.
The dab out. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We do have the dab outs. I was going
We
to
are
ask you
doing
about
the dab
that.
out.
So, like, do you have any concerns in the dab outs? Because, like, when it comes to the marijuana side, I mean, and it's all safe. I mean, the most that's going to happen, and that's why we're fine and like having this talk about this competition here. You know, is like I don't feel like we're being irresponsible because you guys do this in a closed setting. It is in more of a responsible manner than actually a lot of these festivals are.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And
Nobody leaves.
and on top of it,
Tries.
nobody's gonna die from this.
No,
so
that's
like
the-
that. It's not like it's a drinking competition.
No.
Like how fast can you drink a
It's part
6-pack
of
of
the
beer
whole
where somebody
event.
could like blow a brain aneurysm and
Well,
you know,
and that's
it's
why
totally
this,
different.
this competition has been alive for 40 years now, with 30 parties, despite the period of time that it traveled through. I mean, it was in almost the height of prohibition for marijuana in the country and survived all of that. So when you look at that, if you think about if there were any fatalities at this event because of the nature of what it was and the drugs graphics that were provided, it wouldn't have lasted as long as it has. And when it really comes down to it, it's like having a celebration of bubblegum.
Right.
So it is really safe, and these guys that are competing are actually training, and some of them very actively, like Norm, who gets on his elliptical, gets on his bike, he runs miles, he crushes 16s, he does fastest grams. I mean, he knows where he stands, and so those people really come up to play. Mark Rice's,
That's
I mean,
an athlete right there.
It really
Wow,
is.
that was a huge dab.
If anybody was questioning Norm's talent, I mean, tolerance, after doing that gram in a minute and 20, and then he goes and does a dab.
Yeah,
Can't
so-
tell by the bleeding eyes or tears. No.
So this year, obviously,
Speaking of dabbing,
we're gonna have our first dab out competition, and I just want to throw a thank out to Hitman Glass for hooking up the 10
Awesome.
rigs,
Which
that-
they did. They helped organize 710 Cup.
when they did help organize it. Dougie.
Cup was
It was
very
epic.
nice.
It
They
was
did a great job.
fantastic.
Yeah, let's talk about the 710 Cup because it was this past weekend, so
Well, sure.
obviously it's more current.
And
so
it's right in front of our event, and I think it's relevant now. Dougie and Ryan from Grassroots, Dougie from Hitman, organized that complete event. And they teamed up with some good people and brought the organization together in a well-fashioned way, and the event pulled off really nice.
well, I think one of the advantages was it was at the Right Group Center, and man, I mean
Not
nobody
Exto.
knows. Yeah,
And very
nothing
central.
against Exto,
No.
but the Right Group. This is what they do on a regular basis: organize these kind of parties,
And it's very easy to get in and out of that on
Yeah.
I-70
Nice
Colorado.
flow.
It's not like
Nice flow.
Yeah, anybody coming in from the airport, it was like a 20-minute drive, and they were there.
Right.
So
well, and on top of that, I mean, really, like the High Times Cup,
get your-
was so overbooked.
dude, it
as
was
far as
like,
sales.
and you couldn't even get into the High Times Cup. It was so overcrowded, and that's what was refreshing about the 710
Nice
Cup
flow to
was
this
that
one.
it was big, it was huge. There was a lot of people there, and mostly all players, but it was certainly breathable. Like you could go find your buddy, you could go do some dabs, you could hold a conversation. I
the
mean,
way
it was
it
a
was
great,
designed was awesome.
it was a great time. The artists out there were fantastic. I mean, the booths out there were amazing. I saw some amazing glass.
You didn't see these major lines of people hanging out and
No.
crowds of people because everybody was inside there. Everybody was having a great time.
Even
No,
the
it
wristbands
was.
were classy, you know.
They were actually,
I mean,
although
they
they
were-
were problematic because sometimes they don't give you enough wristbands when you're a vendor, and you're like,
Tell
well, let's
me
put
about
that
it.
on loose so I can take it right off. And people are like, oh, this is one that's adjustable, and I
that's
can
what
open it.
said,
And you're
and I-
like, no, you
yeah,
can't.
No, it's
No,
the-
But they were
super
classy. They were
yeah.
nice.
So those guys pulled it off really well. I think as a first event, obviously they have a little rust to knock off. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
But I think that'll come, and they'll learn from what they did this year and what they need to do next year. Unfortunately, the weather
turned up the
Saturday
heat?
wreaked havoc
It
on
was
the event.
well.
so-
Saturday was challenging because I remember it was hot. That first half of the day was just like 90, 95 degrees of just pure sun
Sweltering.
blaring down on everybody, and so everybody there is like, "Oh, we're having a good time," but God, it's so damn hot. And then all of a sudden, like within the span of like 3 minutes,
Out of nowhere.
it was just like tropical
turned black,
downpour
and it
for
was
like
on.
45
Typical
minutes.
Denver
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
weather out of-
But then it was like, then we're all like, oh, now we're soaked, and then it was like, oh, now it's comfortable.
And,
though. It ended up being
and
good.
you know, we even opened up the Dab Bar, the Blue Mountain Dab Bar, later on that evening, like after 10, and we stayed there till like 2 a.m. that night.
Did it go that late?
Yeah, the party definitely,
Oh, God, yeah,
definitely
did it.
kicked back
This
up.
was Saturday night?
I didn't
Yeah, Saturday night.
I was wondering about that because we broke off. We did our interviews at the Hemp Connoisseurs booth for with the winners and some of the placers and that was at night.
That
What?
was Sunday night.
Oh,
yeah.
that was Sunday.
No,
You
we're
say
talking about Saturday
I'm
after
sorry.
the weather. Yeah, but it's funny. Even Sunday night, we were there till 2 a.m. too.
Were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they had bands booked all the way till 2 a.m. on Sunday.
Wow.
So they did the award ceremony and
raging
then
inside,
partied
man.
all night.
Yeah.
So, and then Ruga got married a couple days later. So I want to congratulate
this guy.
him. and
Yeah,
his
congratulations,
bride.
Ryan from Grassroots.
You're
Because,
rocking that out
yeah.
and then going and getting married.
I
man.
can't believe he organized this thing, with Doug for him, man. But then gets married 2 days later.
And it's like, let's do a wedding too while we're at it.
Yeah.
Last minute change of venue, not to mention.
Last minute change of venue. They changed the last 2
I
weeks,
mean, really,
which ended up being a great move.
It really
an
was.
awesome.
Really
move.
great
fantastic.
move.
I think it.
And hats off to the right group.
Yeah,
They're,
Tom
awesome.
out there did a
You
great
We
job.
also have to do a couple things because so we're going around on the 710 Cup and we're filming. This is the first time we're filming. Samantha, myself, who's our co-host, who's kind of not here at the moment, but she'll be here. And so this is our first time doing it. We're going around, Chris and Sam here. Chris, right there. was, they're filming with Ian, our other crew member. These guys did a great job, by the way, of covering the event on the camera and everything. But, so we're following around, and we just noticed such a great group of people. Like, it was a great vibe. There was obviously no issues, because everybody's, they're dabbing or they're smoking or they're just happy to be there. People from all over the country came
amazing,
in.
and that was it. The pull from all over the country was amazing. Like, I knew High Times has a pull, and you expect that from High Times, but you don't expect that from a clothing/bong company. But these guys are ballers, man. I tell you what, they got things dialed in, and they had them coming in from all over, man. I mean,
My
I met
producer
people from
hard at work, by the
Texas
way.
and Jersey. I met people from Minnesota. I met people from Ohio,
All over.
Illinois. I was
Yeah,
like,
New
really?
York.
Yep. Yeah, it was great, and there were some great companies. We have to do a little props to Sohio. Let me see those.
So
real quick.
high,
You want to put those on camera,
I'm
Chris?
so high, yo.
This is my producer working hard, by the way. If you guys didn't hear me
Good
first,
dab,
you know.
good
Yeah,
dab. That was
yeah.
a good one. That was milky.
Only when Bongathon is here.
Look at
You
those
guys
fly
bring out
shades.
this in us here.
Animals.
So our producer Chris is rocking the Sohio's bamboo glasses, which they were kind enough to actually, give to us because we're gonna, we want to
Dude,
talk
you lucky
about
dog.
it.
You got those
And they're
comps?
cool.
Yeah,
They're like
man.
spring loaded. They're made from bamboo,
Love 'em.
super light.
They're fantastic. They fit my fat head. I was really
Yeah,
amazed.
they fit everybody's
Like, they
head
do
because we
spring
all
out
tried it. We're like,
nice.
holy crap, these
Like,
fit.
both
You're really
ways.
worried about putting them on. You think they're going to
Yeah.
break, but once you get them
Great,
on,
they make
feel
awesome
real nice.
hats. Actually, Norm's sporting one of their hats
check out
right
Norm's
now.
hat.
That
So
Grassroots
Ohio.
made for him,
Yeah,
yeah.
Grassroots made
yeah.
for him.
So
I'm psyched. 'Cause
Ohio.
I can't wait. Grassroots is making us hemp hats for the Hemp Connoisseur
So
Championship.
Ohio.
Oh,
So psyched for those to
Yeah,
come
the
in.
Bongathon hats.
Well, that's interesting because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
getting Bongathon hats
Yeah.
too from Grassroots too. So
Of course.
it's
Everybody
it's-
uses
dude,
Grassroots.
They're
'cause
amazing
they're
hats.
awesome.
No
They,
doubt.
But these glasses are great. There were a lot of great companies there, and there's no way I'm going to try to even think to name them all. I just want to name Sohio because they did really be very generous to us. And but we had a good time. Actually, Samantha and I got kind of called up to do the hemp speech. What was it? The
Symposium?
Symposium. I guess that's a good word for it.
Symposium.
Yeah, it was just Summer Haskey from Enviro Textiles and Adam Dunn from Hood Lab, and we were like, "Hey, so who else is up on the panel?" And he's like, "Well, I know Summer is." And I go to Summer, I'm like, "Who else is on the panel, Summer?" Because I just was interested in seeing some more hemp people. We haven't seen him in a while. And he's like, "I know Adam is." And I'm like, "Do you guys know of anybody else?" And they're like, all of a sudden they both look and like, "You are." and then they looked at Sam right next to me like, "And you are." And we're like, "Oh, okay, so I
You
guess
are
we're on a
all
panel."
on the
Yeah.
panel.
It ended up being fun. I mean, it was great. It was a good time. Took a little film time into it, but we had a great time. Actually, it's a lot of fun. I do love the way they did this. Like I was saying earlier, I like the festival side of these kind of things. You know what I mean? I really do. Are we already on a break? Seriously? God. Yeah, we are. All right. Well, we have to go on a break real quick. And we'll be back in just a moment, and maybe my co-host will actually walk in the door at some point and grace us with her presence. We'll be right back.
Cannapunch is a delicious and effective medical marijuana beverage proudly made right here in Colorado. Each bottle is freshly infused with 100% pure flower extract from the highest grade marijuana plants available today. Using proprietary extraction methods, every bottle of Cannapunch is consistently and reliably infused with an exact milligram dosage that you can count on to relieve your symptoms each and every time. Cannapunch is delicious. There's never any medicine-y taste. We use only 100% cannabis flowers. No trim or byproducts are ever used in Cannapunch. It does not require refrigeration and comes in convenient, resealable multi-dose bottles from 60 milligrams to 200 milligrams. We have drinks with dosage that works best for you. Cannapunch is available in a variety of delicious flavors like black cherry, watermelon, pineapple mango, and blue raspberry. And we now have strain-specific beverages available just for you. Cannapunch is delicious, convenient, consistent, and effective. Give it a try and experience the Cannapunch difference.
Independent Records and Videos has been your locally owned and operated choice for music, movies, and lifestyle accessories since 1978. Independent Records and Videos has 7 locations from Denver to Colorado Springs to Pueblo to serve your entertainment needs. Whether it's vinyl, CDs, DVDs, books, smoking accessories, or hundreds of other fun and fanciful items, Independent is ready and waiting to make your dreams come true. We are always buying, selling, and trading vinyl, CDs, books, and DVDs, so sell yours and buy ours. Independent Records and Videos, your entertainment headquarters. Check us out at beindependent.com or on Facebook.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to iCannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
All right, we're back on with my Bongathon guests, Chris, Mark, Mary, and Norm.
Bongathon!
All right, so let's talk about the dates of Bongathon. So we're looking at August 2nd and 3rd.
Correct, and leave hungover on the 4th.
And leave hungover on the 4th, which is Sunday.
Correct.
So get there Friday. What time are the doors open on Friday?
Well, when you get there.
All right.
We'll have staff up there.
Well, I'm sure you have staff up there.
Yeah, we have staff up there ready to handle you when you arrive Friday. So if you want to get there early and start early, you're more than welcome to come on up.
Right on.
If you can make it up that early, most people.
So the invitations are $64 this year. We priced them in honor of amendments.
Miss Samantha just joined us in the room today.
Oh my God, what are all these people doing here?
What are we all doing here?
That's the alarm.
So I'm
going
sorry.
off.
Continue.
The invitations are $64 this year, and that includes everything at the party. You'll get complimentary beer. We'll have the bands Friday night. We'll have the bands Saturday night. We'll also have you spectate the 6 competitions. Of course, you can get involved in any one of them that you'd like. 21 and up. We don't need any red cards, so. Bring your ID and bring your good attitude, and we're going to get you high.
I'm just going to enjoy spectating.
It's a good time.
Twice as high
Or if
because
you're
of the
standing
elevation.
in the pit, you'll get your share.
Yeah, probably will.
Anywhere
I probably
around
will.
there,
You're
You're
right.
gonna get your share.
If
So,
you're standing in the pit.
We got some special things going on at the event this year as well. I'll just run down the competitions with you. The individual Bongathon, that's the most prestigious event. That's the event that's been going on since '74. The individual competitors will be open to 25. They will each be given a quarter ounce, and the fastest competitor to smoke that quarter ounce will win the hardware, which are these 3 incredibly nice 125 millimeter cans that Puke and Bugle Glass made. Square Perks, they've got sandblasted design of a hot rod cruising down Highway 420 going to the Bongathon, cruising out of downtown Denver into the mountains. Nice milli work. They're really amazing. They're probably $1,500 a piece wholesale. So that's where the hardware's at. So if you think you can smoke a quarter ounce and come out to the event and do it in under 10 minutes, you have a competitive chance.
Chris is the man.
So
Well, the other thing is we already told you we're going to offer a connoisseur judge spot for the winner of this event as well.
and
for
that
the
is
SAA
amazing
annual
because
connoisseur
whoever
championship.
does win the Bongathon certainly deserves
That's our
that
thought.
connoisseur
That's our
No doubt about it.
title.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
You know,
and we're
pass
only charging $125 to be a judge, but it's $125 value added to it.
Well,
but
and
you
it's
get to be
someone
a
you
judge,
know who's really going to take value in that and
Yeah.
use it. So,
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
exactly.
First, second, or third is prestigious trophy to win. It don't matter. I mean, I wasn't bummed last year when I got 3rd place.
You should
No, in
be
fact-
bummed if you finish.
In fact, Norm's got a first, second, and 3rd place trophy. And how many first places do you have? 5?
5 first.
He's got
and
5
3
first.
seconds.
You've got 3 seconds. Any thirds?
No.
No thirds. He's
Bastard.
like, I don't. Yeah, I'm in the
thirds,
top
he's
2.
in-
Forget
No,
it.
Bastard.
not yet. Not yet.
So now that we have a
We're going with
moment,
that one. Not yet.
the lovely Samantha Walsh is here now. She's joining us. We're going to be
Never know
sharing
who
Mike
shows
here.
up.
Oh, I know.
Because it's a tight
Sharing
room
is
tonight.
caring.
Hi, Samantha.
Is this thing even on?
Yes, it is.
It
Just
doesn't
talk
sound like
right
it.
to the side on the side. Yeah.
Shake your head negatively at me, Starburst boy across the way.
It's been, so you missed it already. Norm actually did a demonstration of the
Demonstration.
of
Fastest
gram
Mhm.
smoke.
Of weed
He completed that in
Minute
1 minute
20.
and 20 seconds.
Yep. Minute 20.
Oh,
for
wow.
weed, not wax.
Is that good?
That's impressive.
It was
Impressive.
in my eyes. It was slow. I was kind of disappointed.
He's done better.
That's what that's like. That's like an Olympian who's doing like the 5th heat before the actual like semis and finals, who's just kind of like just cruising it along to like get to the next heat. That's what that time
Well,
was
and-
for you, right?
yeah,
It's
kind
gotta
of.
be a little different
gotta
when you have a little more adrenaline going once you're at the event and you
Yeah.
know where you're at and what's on stake and how you want to.
And that certainly has a lot to do with it. When you get into that event, you're pumped. You
I
do
don't
have
even think this
adrenaline
thing's
going,
on.
and there's a lot on
That's
the
true.
line. Despite the fact that you're just smoking pot. I mean, that's all you do.
Yep.
The weapon of choice is always a issue too, because depending on what tube we break out on them for competition will determine, of course, how fast they can smoke through it.
Definitely.
When we have the tubes made, we have them made by Scientific Glass Blowers. These guys can blow blow glass within 1,000th of an inch. So we make sure that all the specs are nice and tight and that the playing field's level.
Well, glass on glass has made a huge difference on the time when you moved that from slides that increased everything down a bunch. And
So now, what about just creating a bowl that fits an entire gram, and then that's like super speed
Well, this is
round?
the thing. Like we this year, particularly since legalization's been on the table, we've opened the door to sponsorship.
Right.
And in doing so, we invited a lot of the water pipe and glass companies to come participate. And so in doing so, we facilitated a lot of their materials for the various competitions. Pure Glass sent us 3 bongs for the fastest gram competition. And so we'll be competing out of those all weekend. So, we as we tie that stuff in and you bring the sponsors to the table, et cetera, it changes the variables, which is really good because from year to year, none of these guys have any kind of competitive edge or an understanding of what they're really getting into until I get them up there at the party. And I keep these guys in the dark like mushrooms. I mean, these guys have no clue what
So
I
you're
got.
the only one who knows, plus the company.
Yeah,
we
that's
know
cool.
each other as Norm does very well. So it's like,
and that's the thing. Like I'm very particular about who's doing the glass and what glass we have, and that it is.
And
done
who's
correctly.
Bud?
Well, this is the thing. Like, over the years, even in the 70s and
God's
80s.
bud.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
People used to show up to the Bongathon just to get a sack of weed because they weren't able to get a sack of weed. Obviously, now we have a luxury of a lot of cannabis on the market. So as I move along here, throughout the year, I start putting this party together in January and then ultimately throw it in August. So as I pick through the year and I get into this time of year and get close, I'm tying in A, the best sponsors, and B, the best weed I can find.
Right.
So even if we do get something on the cuff that's not quite there, but a sponsor is going to hook us up with it, we'll go ahead and move it out into the market, and then we'll go ahead and get something that has the crystalness and the loveliness that we desire.
So obviously it's a testing phase, but like, do you also do you test like the smoothness of the smoke too? Like you're not going after like cough varieties, because that would slow people down.
No, in fact that's what I am doing. And
Actually,
don't get me wrong,
He's
because
looking for a ring.
you are because you're more of a challenge that way.
because
it's like that uphill battle.
Look, Bongathon is a spectator sport, okay, and these spectators got 6.5 minutes worth of spectation
Not
last
enough.
year. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
The
it's
year
like
that
with the
me and-
competition's over before it begins.
The year that me and Mark just crushed it that one year, Jetter went out and found this weed that is just brutal. It's one of the.
it was good.
It's brutal, and he thought
It
that was going to
was
put a wrench
good.
in the contest.
Actually, you guys picked it up.
Oh yeah.
All you
Oh,
did
no,
was pick
actually,
it up,
yes,
make
But
it-
do you
Exactly,
see? I mean, a
everybody.
lot of people.
Make
Once
it
you cough, you're
faster.
done. Like if you start
No,
coughing in this because the
No.
timing
It's
of
just
it.
you just got to
How well
keep
you-
sucking on it.
It's
really.
how well you
Yeah.
can.
That's what
conquer
she
through
said.
it.
That's exactly
You
what she
know
said.
how well you
I
can
knew that was
conquer
coming
through it
from
and
Sam.
how little time you waste, because obviously you don't have a lot of wasted time. But if you've got big lungs and can pull nice hits, and really it's about the one bong hit.
And it
So
is
like you were saying about packing a bowl full
Right.
of a
It's-
gram full of a bowl.
and it's a team sport. You got to understand that. You got to have
That's
a
true.
loader sitting there loading your bong for you, and that loader is key to getting that weed in that bong properly, so it doesn't clog in the bottom, it doesn't clump up. You're pulling nice snaps through it, the whole 9 yards. So, despite the fact that these champions get all the glory, their loaders,
the can is
their
the
their
toughest
loaders
job.
deserve
Let me
some.
tell
Yeah,
you.
And you're a
deserve some-
loader, aren't you?
No, I
Yeah.
am a loader.
They
and opening
deserve
that
some credit.
can,
That's how NASCAR works. It's always your pit crew,
Yeah,
right?
Think
Yeah.
about
Every 90% of winning
I
NASCAR is your
actually
pit crew.
practiced to get those
I am
cans
not a
open in
redneck.
less than 3
You're a
seconds.
but you're a NASCAR
how long
fan.
does it take you to open a
No.
can?
Well, this is the thing.
Maybe.
Like,
It's hand crank.
when I
Okay.
did the first
I've
party,
Subtract that from the time. And woo.
when I put the first party back on, we were putting them in tins, okay? And the problem is that when I get 16 guys in a tent and I've got all that chaos with all the press
It's not
and
a
everybody
small
there,
tent either.
Yeah.
you know,
It's
I
a
would
very
imagine, yeah.
big
the
tent.
first thing someone does is they grab that tin, unload it, and they start breaking it
Right.
up on the tray,
And you can't
which is
touch nothing.
disc
Can't do
DQ, okay? So instead of dealing with that, I actually went and bought a canning machine that cans like cat food cans.
I remember, because when you
Yeah,
were
it's awesome. I
at your
think it's
dispensary,
Yeah, exactly.
you were showing me this. I was like, I haven't seen this before.
So
and that came from
we'll
Bongathon.
can the
It's-
cannabis to the point that when I put it down on their tray, it's in a can. They actually have to have a can opener to open it, and I give them that can opener. And then,
It's kind of cruel that it's a can opener. I love
No,
it.
no,
House
no,
Stone?
for me.
Instead of just like a pop top, like you're like, no, you got to use a tool.
No, it's no different than when you're doing your bongs. It's no pop top there either. No torches, nothing like that. Two big lighters, man.
Yeah, and you can pull the safeties off if you want, and that's it. We'll give you a couple bowls too, but I mean, it is what it is.
I tried to convince him to use these.
Sore.
The military issue can openers.
That's cool.
And I'm like,
That
no.
would be really cool.
You guys,
No, because that could be like 20 minutes of like before somebody actually gets the can open.
Watching everybody else trying to get it open.
Started.
Norm's done and everybody's still like, I can't get the can going.
That's why Jenner wouldn't do it.
Get all fucked up while I'm trying to figure this out.
That's funny.
So yeah, so I mean, it is a, and that competition in particular, we're really strict about. We try to keep a level playing field on that competition. We make sure that all the rules are obeyed by. We have a judge watching you the whole 9 yards. Okay. Now the other competitions, on the other hand, throughout the rest of the day, well, they're a little more lax.
They're a little more open.
It's like, okay, it's the open.
more open.
Yeah, it's a little more lax. Well, for instance, we have the hookah competition, which is a 5-man team competition.
Yes.
These 5 members have to smoke 1 ounce of cannabis, and this year we have some really nice chem dog that's going to go in there. Cool. So 1 ounce of cannabis, 5 people, and the only rule to Team Bongathon is there are no rules. So we don't care how you do it, man. Grinders, you can bring up your own bowl, you can bring up your own torches, you can bring up a bicycle. I don't care. Whatever it takes to smoke that ounce through that hookah fastest is the way you win.
Well, so the rule is don't mess with the other competitors, but you can do whatever you want.
No, well, there are
Okay,
no
you mess with
rules.
other
Now,
competitors.
I don't even think anybody's explored that angle yet. But
yeah,
I'm just saying,
Debate to go with, dude.
there are no rules.
People are all spinning their wheels now.
Liking it.
Full contact hookah team sport.
nice.
You may have opened
Off the
a
top.
can of worms.
He comes in off the top rope.
You're like, I don't know if our insurance covers that, so let's not. Let's retract that.
You have seen it's a team.
There's no hospitals in Park County either.
Yeah, be careful.
Liking it. Nothing.
at the Bongathon.
It wouldn't work though. I
compete,
can't see a
man.
lot of aggression going on at the hookah competition.
No. It wouldn't be like that. It would be stone.
Yeah.
And then we've got, let's see.
You could add. You know what? Add a sixth. The sixth
Mental
man
things.
is the shit talker
Yeah,
for the team.
yes.
Mental things, like I
Yeah.
said, dude.
Sure,
Mental
absolutely.
things. It
Yeah.
would be
Everybody
mental
should have a
things.
sixth man.
Just like the basketball where you can talk shit.
Exactly.
Like on Happy Gilmore.
Exactly.
Or Happy Gilmore. Exactly. It
That
just makes
cat
it
that
more
just
fun.
badgered him all the whole movie.
So we also have open bongathon, and basically that event is bring your 3.5 grams, bring your bong. We'll verify your weight. We'll get you a runner's number on your back. We'll put you in the tent, and we'll say go. And the first person to win half bongathon gets some nice prizes.
Nice.
So
nice.
we've got that going.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I know we got more to talk about, but we have to go on a break.
Another
and
break already?
They go by so fast, don't they?
They really do.
I know.
Only after Sam came in, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
no
was it.
doubt.
That was it.
She
Well, now you guys get to we'll officially introduce everybody on the break.
Yeah,
By the way, nice to meet you.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with Bongathon. Most fun show we ever do.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
The law offices of Edson, Maton, and Matz provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
The National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis business across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
Dude, I understand. It's some drama.
Welcome. Are we welcome back? Welcome back, Bongolates. We got some. I don't know. I'm terrible at bringing. Why did you let me do this?
I just wanted to give you the opportunity to do the lead-in. And
Whatever. I'm taking the microphone away from you, and I'm going to take this show over. All right.
Oh, this is getting
So this was fun. Just kidding. Tell me more about the Bongathon. Now everybody left.
The funny thing is that Sam didn't smoke before the show, unlike everybody else here. So I don't know why she's so giggly.
This is my normal.
All right.
This is my normal.
All right. I'm the one who's gonna reel us in today, and that's a rarity. So Sam, you were late, and you said it was for a very good reason. So we skipped the news segment with the expectation that you had news for us.
What's the news?
So we're gonna ask you what the news is, and now I'm gonna hand you over the mic.
And give us the news.
Thank you. So I just came back from the committee that is advising Department of Agriculture on hemp. So they had their first meeting today, and it was very exciting. So they've they're putting together rules about how this program's going to look, and I could just say, honestly, it was very exciting and refreshing and encouraging to see people there who weren't, how are we going to regulate this into the ground? A lot of people who were there about, how are we going to make this work in an effective way? And it was a very positive thing, and I think we're going to get, a lot of good coming out of this. Colorado's going to be the first, state to plant hemp in the ground next season.
So what you're saying is they're trying to regulate hemp in a much more common sense way than they were looking at marijuana.
Oh, yeah, because I was in on those meetings the other day, too.
They don't feel as threatened by the hemp plant as they do by the cannabis variety?
Well, Colorado's in an interesting position because you look at other countries, there's 30 other countries in the world that grow industrial hemp, but they don't grow marijuana. And Colorado's sort of in this unique position where we grow marijuana, so there's no threat. Nobody's going to be growing marijuana and calling it hemp because they could just grow marijuana. And even if their hemp were to test above 0.03%, who cares? It's not like that person's going to be diverting that into the black market because there's not exactly going to be a black market for that.
No one will find
they're
it.
not going to be jailed for
There's
it.
no use for it other than what it was made for.
Absolutely, and it's just exciting to see. There's a lot of interest now. I think there's a lot of capital investors coming in. I know my phone's been blowing up the last few weeks. We're really excited. Rocky Mountain Hemp Association's going to be leading the way on that, and it's really exciting to be a part of that. And of course, we're doing the marijuana rules, but that's so boring. Let's talk about hemp.
Well, the whole show today has been kind of about a marijuana competition, so it's kind of nice to do a little change of pace on the hemp side. But
I like the bong in the background sound.
I told you, this is one of those shows where we kind of go way off the reservation from what we normally do.
You did warn me about that.
I did warn you about that, didn't you? It's kind of like taking a vacation from being a little on the serious.
Which is exactly what the event's
outside
like,
the door,
too.
right?
I thought the 710 Cup was our vacation.
No, that was a working vacation.
Yeah, that's
Bongathon.
That's
vacation.
Yeah.
This is our, okay. I love it. I love all of it.
It's a
good.
710 Cup is like a dabber's farmer's market.
There you
Definitely.
It's like,
There you go.
It's like a dabbing farmer's
And
market.
some interesting new devices also, not to mention.
Oh, some crazy stuff there.
Yeah.
We
Good
had
edibles,
Dougie
good
from
drinks.
Hitman. Did you see the rig that they have that they just finished development on, where it actually has the butane torch in the glass?
Yeah, this
I've
torch
seen
tubes.
those.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
the electric nail too? They have
Yeah,
those were
crazy,
really nice too.
crazy stuff. So I
Yeah,
mean, really
it was
cool.
awesome.
A lot of great concentrate companies. I noticed one thing. I noticed on the 710 Cup. We're really bouncing everywhere today. But one thing I noticed on the 710 Cup was that it was a national competition. So there were people that won from Oregon, California, Washington.
Yeah.
But in every single placement, from my memory, and I could be wrong, there was always a representative from Colorado, at least one.
Yes.
If not a winner, they were placing.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think that
Shout
I think
out
that has a lot to
Colorado.
do with the location,
Represent.
obviously.
Obviously has a lot to do with the
But
location.
it was really fun to see all those people out there from the national scene, especially in all these prohibition states, showing up with some really good wax.
Yeah, they were coming from prohibition
Yeah,
states.
exactly.
I know.
Yeah,
It was
that's
crazy.
good. I mean, that's fun. It's really, I think the biggest thrill for me is I've lived here in Denver my entire life. I was born and raised. And to watch everything unfold in our backyard the way it has and see like the 710 Cup come. And I mean, we used to dream about going to Amsterdam's Cannabis Cup.
But
you
it's
know?
here.
Yeah, and now it's in
here
your
now.
backyard. You can just drive downtown and go, hey,
it's right there.
It's amazing. And I think as this thing unfolds, I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg and it's going to get huge.
Oh,
We
it's
just need
gonna
to help
get
all
huge.
the other states become legal.
We're changing
We
history
really need
here
to
is
make
what we're
all the
doing.
states legal.
And give the
so-
city more.
On it,
So
well,
that you can
you know what?
bring
Let's
your
they
license
can
to
wait a
any
couple more
state.
years. let the others. I'm just here speaking from a Coloradan's perspective now. I'm not a native, but I am going anywhere. And really like I love the fact that we were first. I want us to reap some of those benefits of being first before the rest of the country comes.
But if you travel at all, you can't do anything for yourselves. There's very few states where you're allowed to use your.
That is correct.
original
I do agree with it. It's for the freedom. Absolutely, everybody needs to be
the freedom
legalized
of being able to get your meds in whatever
or
state.
decriminalize. At least decriminalize.
There's issues both ways.
Well, I think everybody in this room agrees that nobody should go to jail for weed.
No.
I mean that's the
absolutely
fundamental.
not.
That's
Absolutely
the fundamental.
All right.
They tried to put me in
Platform
jail for
right
candy
there.
bars for 18 years.
What's that? What's that?
They tried to put me in jail for candy bars for 18 years. And
The
it
plea
was,
bargain.
That was their plea bargain.
18 years.
Yep.
He hung the jury, and that was for
17 and a half pounds of marijuana chocolate concentrate.
How'd you hang the jury?
Thank you, Mickey Martin.
I mean, how'd you have a
was
hung
really
jury?
good
Obviously
candies,
not
by the way.
perfectly.
Tainted,
No clue.
Tainted rules. They're still in business.
But wait, who is?
Tainted. Mickey
Oh.
Martin.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah.
know Mickey Martin?
Yeah.
Those were his candy bars that we
Oh,
were
I
slinging
see.
back in the day.
But no, how did you get the jury to because let's be honest. I mean, while we agree that it shouldn't be illegal, it was kind of.
I was
illegal,
never even
right?
it was
caught
way
with them.
illegal,
Somebody
but
stole
still.
my vehicle and they had them and they said that they were mine. And
Had to do
Hey,
with-
I don't know who put that in my car.
Well, and it's funny because he actually had it on his back,
Yeah, it
on his
wasn't
shoulder,
even my
and they still
vehicle no
charged him with it.
Wow.
yeah.
So, it was crazy. It was a crazy
Interesting.
situation.
Yeah.
But
Poor choice by a DA,
he hung the
probably.
jury, and
Right.
they ended up offering him a misdemeanor, and so that was
I took it.
Take that. Hell yeah.
Mr.
But honestly,
Possession.
look, and this is something we're going to be addressing in one of the next few issues of the Hemp Connoisseur is wiping records clean for nonviolent drug offenders. Not just let
Seriously,
let them
burn
all
them,
go,
burn 'em, yep.
but there's going to be a process. I mean, the problem is we've created such a messed up system in our penal system that even if somebody went in as a nonviolent drug offender, how do we know they're not violent now?
Well,
Because they went in.
What exactly?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something that it's like I want to just say let them all out, and we absolutely should let them out. But then who are you going to be concerned with when they get out? Because they've had to learn how to be much more aggressive person just to survive.
Just because they were already
Exactly.
in the system.
So it's a mess that we really have to figure out how to clean up, and that's why I'm concerned because I think if our government if it's a hard job they'll just ignore it.
You're right. You know they will.
Isn't
Only
that
there
right?
was some sort of lobbyist in the room who could maybe help with that.
Well, maybe,
Anyone?
one that doesn't have
we can all
30
shout
other things to
out,
do.
I just
Well, one of the other things that they argue with you about is when I was on probation, they'll straight up tell you, you cannot get high off of secondhand weed smoke.
Yeah.
Well, then why can't I have a dab bus and drive fools up to Red Rocks and let them get high? I can't get high off of weed smoke. Don't sit here and tell me I can.
don't tell us we can, and then tell us we can't. I mean,
Make your mind up.
Figure it
Just
out
pick
one way or
something
the other.
and go
we
with
don't care
it.
which way
What
it
if I'm
is.
driving? I can. If I'm at a concert,
We'll roll down
I
the
can?
windows, and we guarantee you won't get a contact.
And make it stick in every single county, maybe even too, instead of letting every county change what they want to do or however you're going to go about things.
Well,
it
yeah,
needs a
I
full-on-
definitely agree with that. This
full-on-
whole mixing of
You should
adding
s-
more regulations on.
You should
Well, or
see
whether
the
or not-
route we have to take with the dab bus because of the regulations.
Can't go through us, right?
You can't go through
can't,
Littleton.
you can't
no
even
way.
drive through
They should
Littleton.
put that on weed maps.
There's no way.
Here's
sure
how
Greenwood
you have
Village
to
is
drive.
definitely
Oh, you're right. They should
off
totally
They
put
should
that
do
on
a
weed
GPS.
maps,
They
right?
should do it. You know how on your
good
your
areas to
GPS
drive,
you
the
can always
bad
pick
areas.
the off road.
Avoid the
So
traffic.
you should say, I need to find the legal route.
So it should just be. So it's just a green. That's what's
Yeah,
in green.
a nice little
Need an
green
app
light
for
that
your-
just takes you all around. Like, make sure you skip Glenwood and all this
A pot
stuff.
leaf at the beginning, a bong at the end.
Yeah.
But honestly, those regulations I don't think would actually hold up in state court. I mean, for you to say you have a right
That's the way I
within
see
the
it.
state, but then you travel within a county and you could get arrested
Yeah.
for something, that's insane. And
It
especially
is.
if I'm just driving. It's not like it's a dry county where, okay, yeah, there's one thing you can decide not to have a dispensary.
But they also want you to keep it
But if
locked
I'm
in the
driving with
vehicle.
liquor through one of those dry counties, they can't arrest
No, they
me.
can't, and you're covered under state law. It's all good. But it's just like when you look at even alcohol. There's counties in Tennessee that are still dry.
There's counties in
Here,
Texas.
one or
There's
two here in
counties all over the
Colorado
United
that are
Stay
States.
dry
in the
forever
mountains.
if they want, but
As far as I know, down in Canyon City, we still have one or two in Colorado that are dry counties.
Oh, I'm sure there
Which
are.
actually is okay with me. I'm no offense.
But I don't. I mean,
it's not that I don't,
and I don't
not drink.
And I don't think you. I think you can drive through there with a
You
bottle
can
of
kill
booze.
yourself,
I don't know.
though.
If
Yeah,
we're gonna
I
take
mean,
it.
exactly. You can
Except for
drive through
Utah, maybe.
Maybe Utah.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know.
That's
But
a
weed,
tough one.
weed is totally different. It's such a demonic substance, that's been growing on the planet, on the earth forever, and you can't let it get out of the bottle and have all these people running around with weed. They're gonna go fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, white women are gonna start sleeping with more black men.
No, it doesn't even matter. It's just gonna be
the
mayhem.
The reefer
everywhere.
madness.
I
is
think
on.
that's what started all the evil. That chick smoked some weed and ate the apple and just fucked everything up.
Is that what it was?
Or maybe the apple was just a bud. Maybe the apple
came from the weed.
Yeah, the tree of knowledge was the weed, and the apple was like a really nice green apple, and it was a piece of bud. Yeah, that was
The
what
fact
the
that you
problem
guys
was.
were unwilling to share more than one rib with us. That's where it started.
Yeah.
That's where it started.
That was
Gotcha.
brutal, man. I'm hurting.
How much for one rib?
That's right. One rib.
Just one bone. Just one tasty bone.
Hey,
Worst bone of my
we have
life.
food vendors at the party this year.
It
We're gonna have some
You
food.
do have food vendors, huh?
Yeah, Chiba Hut's coming up. We got a pizza guy coming up.
That big pizza truck that was at the 710 Cup.
Those guys are gonna come up. Yeah,
We have to have. Well, we'll have to have Chiba Hut
I would still
sell
bring
some Canvas
some food,
Energy, though.
but-
Yeah.
Oh, I
those
would
are-
definitely bring some food.
And then
do your
we also got
breakfast.
The
Yeah,
kid Adam that
definitely.
owns the food cart at
Yeah.
19th and
We
Market.
always-
Around,
Yeah.
people give
Gyros,
We always
burgers,
bring
and
ribs
stuff
up-
like
I,
that.
you know what? I love the food
A day
truck
to cook
craze.
'em,
I think
you're
it's
up there for 3
perfectly in
days,
line with
so-
the stoner movement. Do we have a phone call?
No way. We
Who
have a
is it?
phone
Who
call.
is it?
Is that
Did
a
we
phone
did we
call?
put a contest out there and we don't know it? Stoners could have done that.
What's their name? Did they have a name?
I hear something ringing in my ear.
What's
You
your
do?
name?
Didn't you hear
That's
it?
the weed, dude.
No.
That's-
no.
Yeah.
I think you're hearing
Voices are in his head.
Oh well.
Phones are in his head.
There was a phone call. He heard it too, didn't you? All right. See,
Awesome.
it
All
wasn't just
right,
me.
he's got backup.
All right, I got backup. Nobody can have dual hallucinations.
How
Come
do you?
on now.
Why didn't you answer it?
What, y'all don't know how to
With
answer
what?
the phone?
With what? What am
Pick up the phone.
Okay,
It's
you
right
show
over
me the phone.
there. It's right
It
there.
was. I asked him. He said no. It wasn't.
Why didn't you answer the phone? You're just sitting there.
It was Skype. All right, we don't have to have this argument on air right now. God, this is degrading really
You're
fast.
degrading.
Are you coming to the party?
Oh yeah, she is.
What party?
The
Yeah.
Bongathon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why we're
I
here?
wanna
What have we
know.
been talking about?
Hey, I just want to throw out there to Radioland to bring your loot to the Bongathon. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff up there: posters, T-shirts, hats, grassroots hats.
Bring cash.
Yeah, because
Food
the thing
vendors.
is, there
Bring
are no
backs.
internet sales up there. We've got no internet access, so you can't run a credit card.
No ATM machine.
We've got a raffle on Saturday that we've probably got, I would say, roughly 6 to 10 grand worth
Yeah,
of stuff.
easily.
Oh, it's so worth it.
And
The
so-
raffle is so
Easily.
worth it.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are $1 a ticket,
perfect.
man.
They're-
Yeah, I mean,
they're
they're
worth-
cheap.
they're worth every
Hitman
penny you
donated
spend on
10 pieces that we're going to give to the top 10.
Dab out competitors.
Nice.
Actually, the
Nice.
top 10 runners up. And
Yeah.
then the first place winner gets a.
Joel Halen all
Quartz.
quartz rig.
Yep.
So, and that thing's valued at like $1,200. That's what Halen was telling me.
So we're paying 11 places in the dab out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then we've also got some glass from Bent Glass in the raffle. Pure Glass kicked down some glass. I've got pieces from Hand to Man. Chubby Glass up in Boulder kicked down some glass. They hooked it up. I want to thank Puke and Beagle, man. Those guys made the 5-man hookahs, which are about almost a 2-foot flask with a big glass base on them, and they got these really nice, intricate, perked downstem. That's about.
Hey, this is how tight of a
12
leash
inches.
Jetter keeps on the competition shit for the singles, because I am the head promoter of the party. Me and him, he found out that I seen the competition tubes. He already has backup ones on order just in case I seen those suckers.
You totally sound like me, by the way, on the Hemp Connoisseur Championship. I am the most anal mofo on how that thing is run. I had one guy who wanted to give $5 discounts for entry, and I was like, no discounts.
No.
And I was like, no. And he's like, well, why not? I'm like, well, because then somebody's paying less than another person, and I promise that everybody pays the same amount of money. I don't care if it's $5.
And that's the thing,
It's
like-
that you got to be that anal when you do a competition. though. It's a
When
good
I
way to do it.
resurrected the party, we were at $125 ticket price, okay? And that's because I didn't know if we were A, going to get any sponsors, and B, anybody to show up. And we barely, I came out of pocket that year for sure, and every year since then, I have consecutively brought the ticket price down. And this year has been the lowest at $64. And the thing is I'm telling you, man, if you come up and you spend $64 on this event, it'll be the best damn $64 you spent all year, and you will come back again and again and again.
Hell,
And-
the party was $35 the year it got busted. And that
it
was
sure
15 years ago.
And that was in 1999.
Right.
And so the thing is like we're going to keep this party as an invitational. I'm pretty sure we're going to sell out the invitational this year.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so next year, it'll be harder to get those same sponsorship tickets, etc., on you, because we're going to limit it, and there's going to be that much more demand on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we move forward, we're going to keep the exclusivity to the party at a limit of like 1,100 people, because, God damn it, that's a good fucking time. You know
That's
what I mean?
including
And
staff and the
It's not
bands.
overcrowded. We can cater to everybody. We've got a huge raffle. All of our
Easy to
sponsors have a
manage
good
still.
time. It's mostly industry people up there.
Right.
So, grass growers, head shop owners, dispensary owners, hash blowers, you name them, they're all up there. So from that standpoint, it is a party, and that's one thing that is very different from 710
Yeah.
Cup, because although we are going to let vendors come up and vend this year, I tell them, look, there's no credit card sales up there because of how remote it is. And if you do set up a booth, you could possibly be sitting in there watching everybody party all weekend long.
Oh, you betcha.
Which is
Exactly.
fine if
Having a
that's
great
what you
time.
want to do.
Well, and that's why we talked about it. I was like, well, I know what it's like, and if my people are up there, yeah, we'll hand out magazines, and we could have a booth with a table of magazines.
Yeah.
But
honestly,
we're walking around.
Yeah,
and
you
partying.
You
want
want to walk
yeah.
around. You want to
I mean-
meet everybody in their tent, because there's
Yeah.
people kind of group up and they have great tent
And again,
areas.
you'll find people from other states.
and
Yeah.
they welcome you into their tent.
And we're doing the best campsite contest this year at the Bong-a-thon. So if you set up
we
a
gotta work on that.
badass
Yeah,
campsite,
go.
we're giving you some
should
fat
I give 'em a-
prizes.
I don't know if sponsors
Should I give
are
them a
allowed
couple
to
tips?
enter.
They got
What's
to
that?
bring it.
I don't know if sponsors are allowed to enter.
Anybody can enter. In fact, it's going to be crowd participation that will determine who's going to win this thing. So
There you go.
there will be no insider deals on it.
Oh,
I
it's
don't have
just
a tent,
camping
but I was
kind of-
assuming I'm getting like a trailer, right?
What,
Right?
A trailer?
Yeah.
That's actually hysterical. We're gonna actually have a large tent, and we're gonna bring some extra tents. So
Right.
like you will have a tent, but there's no trailer.
I don't know. I thought I was gonna get like an RV, like catered. No.
Oh, so the diva's
Yeah,
coming
I'm bringing
out
my
now.
Jeep.
She's been here for a month and a half or so, and
She
now
can
she needs
sleep
a
in the Jeep.
trailer.
Did you just say diva? That offends me. That offends me,
first-
sir.
Offended.
Just because I have a
winners
certain,
aren't in RVs.
Standard.
just have a certain standard of my sleeping arrangements.
If y'all wanted an RV, y'all probably
I
would
think
have
Chris
needed
has
to
a
reserve
cot
them a
for you.
month
That's
ago.
what you have.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No, you don't even get the cot. That's
And,
right.
you know,
We
they
already
might
called
have
the
some
cots. Yeah, no, we'll have there will be a tent for you, because like I think the guys will be in the 6-person tent, and you can have my tent by yourself.
And I just wanted to let everybody out there know we're going to be doing a fastest gram competition up at the Speakeasy Lounge tomorrow in Colorado Springs. So if you think you've got the abilities to crush a gram at about a minute and you want a chance to win a pair of tickets, come on up. The fastest time will receive a pair of tickets at the event tomorrow night up in Colorado Springs at the Speakeasy Lounge.
What was the time
Speakeasy
last
Lounge
time
at
at
Colorado
your
Springs.
event?
Minute
What-
39.
139 is what took
And
the
what was her
tickets.
name?
So
Jen?
basically,
Yeah,
if you
she
can
was-
do it in
something like that.
less
She was the
than,
last
like,
competitor.
2 minutes, you
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, you
depending
gotta
on
get
who
Have you ever
shows
had
up,
somebody
man.
in one of these trials in any of these places that you've been like, holy crap, that's a competitor? Like,
Yeah, well, exactly, and it's no different than Jen, who competed at a minute 39. When she comes up, she steps up and she crushes at a minute 39, and she's got nothing on the line. Okay, when
Right.
you get up
Yeah,
in there,
because it's our weed
you've
and it's
got,
our bong. And
you've got all those people watching you compete,
Yes,
and you've
never
got that
even tried it
adrenaline
before either,
pumping.
man.
I mean, it's a whole nother level. You
yeah.
will smoke that pot a lot
And you're at
faster.
your game time. It's,
Yeah.
it's like game
10,000
speed.
foot. It
really is.
You know,
It's
like
game time.
they have those
Yes.
athletes. That
Put
like
on
they
your
do the
game
time, the
face.
40s,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, they're fast, but they're faster when
crowd
there's a
really
ball.
gets them up. I mean, the crowd really pumps it up.
Right.
Well, and when they talk about going to a second level, man, the athletes, the as they call them, power smokers, tend to come out, and if you're not,
And
that
when-
for
well,
when they
I-
can
I-
post a time like that,
Is
they
it
can
safe
quote.
to say that this is the oldest smoking competition for marijuana?
I
far
would
as
say
we
so.
know.
Yeah.
I would say
As
so.
far as we know.
As far as we know.
country,
To our knowledge, at least in this country,
In North America,
in
as
North,
far as
definitely.
as I know.
So why don't we just say North America?
Yeah, North America, I think,
smoking
very-
competition.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that's that's cool. I mean, there's so much history to that. I think there's a lot. Besides the fact that it's just a good party.
Well, and I tell you what, if you don't mind,
It's like
I want to
family.
throw a shout out to my sponsors because they really made it happen.
Yes, throw it out.
Without these guys, we can't get this party done. I want to thank Lab 710. They're going to be bringing out a wax bar, so we'll have free wax up there for everybody. I want to thank Greenside Up Gallery. They're up in Massachusetts. I don't know if have you seen their gallery?
No.
Oh yeah, you should get on their website.
I will.
It's almost Illusions-esque. These guys
Really?
are top end. Yeah, they're
Nice.
really nice. I want to thank Grassroots. They're hooking up the hats. Hitman, of course. If you want to get invitations, you can go to Daddy Danks. You can go to Purple Haze. You can go to Grassroots Hat downtown. We've also got. Let's see. You can call the hotline 720-432-6188. You can talk to Norm. 720-432-6188. Norm,
but
we'll
not
talk
right
to you.
now because we're on the air and stuff.
Well, you can call, but he'll ignore you right now.
And if you hear the phone answer and all you hear the sounds of a bong, just give him a minute and 20 seconds. He'll be right on with you.
Mixed Up Creations. You can go to all their stores. They have tickets. They really hooked it up this year. I also want to thank Trico Shidaki. Their trikes have trikes, and they're really good trikes. It's really good pot. They got it out of it. Hand to Man hooked it up. Bent Glass, Pure Glass, Healthy Creations. Right Group is doing all the tents and stuff for us this year, just like at 710 Cup.
Nice.
Awesome. So I want to thank Tom for hooking that up, and of course our media sponsor, namely iCannabis Radio. You guys rock. We really appreciate that. The Hemp Connoisseur is a big part of this event, and we want to thank you guys. One Blunt Radio, I Bake Lounge, Northeast Entertainment, Culture Magazine, Club 64, Pipes Peak down in Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs. You can get tickets down there as well. So all these people, they make this happen. Without them, we can't get it done. So we want to thank everybody.
And the people who do things on Facebook.
Dude,
Thank you.
social media has
Facebook
been
really
amazing.
pushes
things
it.
on Facebook.
They do not that kind of thing.
Just putting the word out on
Creepy.
Facebook is.
I also want to thank Cannasaver and Bison Soil Products. Those guys hooked it up too.
So that's a long list of sponsors that are supporting you, obviously, that are
Yes.
helping put this together because it is such a good time, and I'm saying that. I haven't even been there yet. I'm just having a good time hanging out with you guys.
You will have a great time.
But I know, it's one of those things that, I know the crew for us for Shooting Cannabis Tube, Sam, myself, Sam, Chris, and Ian, and Rick, we're all really pumped to be up there to be able to film this and document Bongathon.
Yeah, we've actually
really
invited quite
excited
a
about
few virgins to the party this year. So
Yeah.
they have never been to any type of contest or been to any of the
I'm a
420,
Bongathon
710.
virgin.
You are a Bongathon
There you
virgin.
go.
I am
So
as
it'll be
well.
your
I am
first
as
year
well.
out there.
And you
Are we gonna lose our
virgins.
virginity together?
We got a bunch of
David?
virgins in the room.
Actually, there's like 5 of us. It's like a virginity lost orgy.
I know
Right.
you're a
Yeah.
virgin, little Sam.
But the
over
thing
there.
is like it doesn't matter what corner of the earth you're in. If you want to come to Colorado for the party, August 2, 3, 4,
It boosts
21
ratings.
and up, you can come on up to the event. You can party. You can enter in any of the competitions, and even if you'd like, we have a golden ticket package, which gets you the bong, the T-shirt. You could possibly have one of the pipes,
private toilet.
Your private toilet. You get a tray. You get pokers, lighters. I mean, the hat pins, everything.
Private toilet?
For the
Yeah.
golden tickets,
And
yes.
I
that's
thought you said no
$420.
special
Plus,
princess treatment.
you get free dabs and flowers all weekend. So if you don't have any weed, you don't want to travel with weed, just come on out, spend on that ticket. We will have free flowers and dabs for you all weekend at the Dab Bus.
How much is a golden ticket?
It's $420. It's fantastic.
Almost worth it.
Almost worth it for private toilet. The woods are fun.
It just
Way
depends
worth
on
it
how
once you
wasted
tag
you
in.
get.
There
No,
are
there's-
no
there's-
woods.
Now there's porta
that's
toilets
right.
up
There
there.
are no
I know.
trees.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there are no trees. There are no woods.
Yeah, we will provide a toilet for you either way.
Just no
It's
private.
beautiful.
toilets.
That's right.
Just do the gold
You
ticket.
are in a beautiful site.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm excited for it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of great footage, definitely for the show. We've been talking about Bongathon since the last time we had you guys on. I was excited about having you guys on again. And so, I just want to thank you guys for doing it. Also want to shout out to Blue Mountains.
Hey, thanks.
If you want to let people know how to know more about Blue Mountains Entertainment, is that the right way to say it?
Yeah, but basically what Blue Mountains is we are a collective. We are a cannabis collective that services recreational cannabis. We can deliver to you if you become one of our members. In addition to that, we do private bar services, just like we did the 710 Cup.
Yep.
So if you'd like us to show up to your VIP attempt, wedding, bachelor party, private party, corporate party, we don't care what it is. Like, we'll show up, we'll do dab service for you. Basically just like a bar with alcohol, but with hash instead.
Rolling dab bar.
So open dab bar, and you get the reimbursement worked out. Your people have a great
way
time.
more fun than a bar.
yeah.
It is, and
really is.
and typically it's a little easier to
You know what
manage.
happens with alcohol? People can actually die or have these terrible.
Yeah, these
anxiety.
Yeah,
You've
terrible
never seen
anxiety.
Hey,
this
can I show something here that we did with a test we just got back today for Blue Mountains
you
hash?
should definitely show that, Norm. Absolutely.
79.90% THC.
Is that what our wax was testing in at?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And that was from which lab?
Canna Labs.
Canna Labs.
Canna
Okay.
Labs.
And we want to thank Jen for hooking that up.
Yeah.
Yep.
we were smoking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's why we
You're
got a
welcome.
good buzz on, and I can't pronounce some words.
But you know what? We all powered
My
through
mouth
as
is
randomly as we
working
did through the show today. I hope it was entertaining for our listeners. It was definitely entertaining for me. I don't know. How about for you, Sam?
What?
Yeah,
There you go.
that's a yes.
Perfect.
That's a
Come
yes.
up to the
That means it was
Bongathon.
entertaining.
We'll be saying what all weekend.
That's right. Exactly.
So, a little bit of news because we have such a crazy busy week next week. We may be taking next Thursday off and doing a little bit of a rerun because we got a lot of planning to do for the. No, that's not next week, is it? It's the week after.
It's the week after.
Oh, forget it.
I might be in Vegas that week.
What week?
Next week.
That's fine.
Next week's good. It's
Next
2 weeks
week's
from
good.
now
It's
that you
2
don't want
weeks
to be in
from now.
Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, then, same bat time.
Same bad channel.
Exactly.
Same Bongathon channel. Bongathon.
Bongathon.
Thanks again to the Bongathon guys.
The show's over?
Yeah, the show's actually
I
ending
know,
right now.
that quick.
It's
Yeah.
actually
I think-
happening as we
Started
speak.
I think we should have our host crush down a gram after we
Oh my
sign off
God.
here and see how fast he is.
You're the host, right? Yeah, that's you. Not me. I am not a host.
Hey, just so you know, Thurlow did it in 3.5 minutes.
Can you beat Thurlow?
I could totally be Thurlow, but I am not smoking a gram.
A gram,
at
come
one
on, man. It's not that
sitting.
much weed.
I have things.
How could you beat Thurlow if you
You'll
can't
be
do it
all
in
right
one
in
sitting?
a couple of minutes.
I
It'll be
will.
all right for you.
I've been sitting here
No.
coherent the whole time,
You know
right?
what? I'll do a half. I'll do a
Show her
half.
what a gram is.
Show what a gram is.
I know what a gram
It's
is.
not that much as far as
it's-
chunks of bud.
You guys are
pretty
killing me.
big.
I don't know, 2-3 little buds. Just it's not that much at all. Really, it's minuscule.
Come on, you can't crush that in like
you
3
can
minutes,
crush
you
it, dude. Do you
pussy.
need some chanting to go on? Do you?
Smoke, 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 smoke.
So someone's driving me home
You
today,
get used
right?
to hearing that
Am
one.
I getting a ride home?
That and the scream of Bongathon all night long.
Loud.
Okay?
That's a gram right
from
there?
every single tent in the campsite.
No way. No way, dude. Not doing it. We got to close out the show anyway. My producer's telling me.
That's a
we'll
gram.
let you know next week if or I did not do the gram.
Watch the Facebook page. We'll
That-
post
that's
his
a gram
time
right
on
there.
That's
there.
right. Watch
Totally
the
not doing
Facebook
that gram
page.
right now. If I was at home,
I'm
I would
telling
do
you,
it.
that's great advertisement.
Whatever,
to that
dude.
page.
Camera, see what he can do with it, man.
All right.
He is fast.
Tune in next week to find out if I smoke this gram. Thanks
who
to all the
drove him
listeners.
home?
Thanks again to Bongathon. Until next time, peace, love, and happiness.
He'll come back with like a 72-hour time.